Today we're going to be going over the CP965 phone, or otherwise known as the conference phone. We'll discuss how to put this phone together, what the initialization process looks like, what all the buttons on your phone do, and how to perform basic functions such as call transfers. So when you first take this phone out of the box, you're going to want to put it together. All you need to do is plug in the internet cable into the internet port and your power cable into the phone's DC port. After that, you can flip it over and you'll see it go through its initialization process, which may take up to 10 minutes. After that, it'll find the network and then it should pop up with an E911 address. After you hit OK, it'll bring you to the phone's home screen where you'll see the time and date. If there are any errors here, such as no service or invalid account, check your network connection first to make sure everything is connected properly. If the errors persist, it may be a firewall setting that's preventing the phone from registering, and you may need to contact your IT team for assistance. Masters Telecom does offer a network configuration guide along with the site tool test provided by Verizon Wireless, which can further diagnose any issues you may run into. So now let's go over what some of these buttons do. So we can see we have our dialer here, which is also going to give you access to your call history and your directory all from the same menu. So if you click on your dialer, it's going to bring up your number pad so you can call people. There's also an option here to call multiple people at once. From here, you also have access to your call history and your phone's directory. From your phone's call history, you can actually select certain items. If you hit the little information icon, you can choose to add the number to your blacklist or press the three dots in the top right to add this number to your contacts. In your directory, you'll have a local, a remote, and a blacklist. So your local directory is any contacts that you have manually added. The remote directory is pushed out from the OneTalk portal. This is typically your company directory and any virtual extensions you may have created. And the blacklist is any contacts that you have blocked. D&D stands for Do Not Disturb, and this will send all your calls to voicemail. When this is pressed, you'll see up at the top that D&D mode is enabled. You can just click that button again to turn it off or click on Exit D&D mode. Over here on the bottom left, you have a button called DSS key. If you click on that, it's going to show you your phone's 3 individual lines. And this is also where you have features and where you can create speed dials. Features is where you'll find things like call forwarding and intercom and paging. So if you wanted to set your phone to forward somewhere else, you could go on to call forward and turn on the always call forward. As for speed dials, to create these, you'll just press this little plus sign here. From there, you can switch the type to something like a speed dial, enter the name of the speed dial and the phone number or extension. Once you've created your speed dial, you can just click on it to call that user quickly. And here in More is where you'll find your phone's settings and message tab. So to set up the voicemail on this phone, you can either click on this message tab and click on View Voicemail to call into your mailbox, or you can just dial *86. When you call into your mailbox for the first time, it'll walk you through the setup. So you'll choose your language, create your password, and set your custom greeting. This is also where you have your settings. So your basic settings are going to be things like your display, language, time and date. It's also where you'll find Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Advanced settings is password protected, but typically the only thing you would need to do in here is factory reset your phone. To factory reset, you would go in here to reset config and then reset to factory settings. This is typically only done with advanced troubleshooting, so you would most likely be talking to Verizon Wireless support or Masters Telecom support if you were doing a factory reset. When you're actually on a call, it's going to look a bit like this. So here at the bottom, you have some options for hold, mute, invite, which is your conference option, and this more key. So if you wanted to do something like a call transfer, you would press more and then press transfer. That's going to automatically put that first call on hold. So now you'll enter the phone number or extension that you want to send this call to and press transfer again, where you'll be prompted to choose between a direct or a consultative transfer. A direct transfer is just going to send it directly to that person, whereas a consultative transfer allows you to announce the call before sending it over. So if you're doing a direct transfer, after you hit direct, you're done. If you're doing a consultative transfer, there is an additional step. After you hit consult, it's going to call that person and you'll just need to press transfer again to finish sending it over. If that person says they can't take that call for whatever reason, you can just hit cancel and it'll bring you back to that person waiting on hold in the background. Lastly, we'll go over conference calls. So conference calls on these phones are pretty straightforward. So you'll just press dial to start your first call, and then if you want to invite someone else, you can just click invite, enter their phone number, and press invite again. You can have up to 6 people in one conference call, including yourself. So if you wanted to bring more people in, you would just do those same steps again. Invite, enter their phone number, and then invite again. Thank you for watching this tutorial video. If you have any other questions about the functionality of your device, please contact your Masters Telecom representative for additional assistance.